10 photos that can prove time travel exists. Time travel has been a popular topic in fiction for centuries, but could it actually be possible? Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we take a look at 10 photos that some believe provide evidence of time travel. So buckle your seatbelts and set your flux capacitors to amaze, because we're about to take a journey through time. On number 1, we have the time-traveling hipster. At the British Columbian South Fork Bridge's reopening ceremony in 1941, this picture was taken. If you look closely, you may spot a guy on the right wearing what looks to be contemporary apparel and sporting sunglasses at a period when the majority were donning hats and nice coats. Many claim that this guy was a time traveler, while others have argued that he is merely a man with an avant-garde dress sense. Although Snopes has shown that his attire is appropriate for the period and the locale, it's still fun to envision. Then we have the Mohawk time traveler. This photograph, from 1905, purports to depict everyday activities at the period, with people at work and a banana boat bringing supplies. However, if you keep your eyes peeled near the boat's edge, you could see a guy wearing a white shirt and sporting what seems to be a mohawk hairdo. A pretty out-of-the-ordinary hairstyle for the era, and perhaps time traveler evidence. Who is to say? The ancient astronaut sculpture comes next. There is a church in Salamanca, Spain, that has several sculptures etched into its walls. One of these sculptures looks to be a representation of a contemporary, or maybe future astronaut. People have interpreted the fact that the cathedral was built in 1513 as evidence that time travelers traveled back to that period. The astronaut, however, is actually a more recent addition to the artwork created by Jeronimo Garcia de Quillones in 1992 during repairs. Now let's talk about a man and his mobile phone. Some say this 1670 Peter de Hooch oil painting depicts a young man holding a cell phone at a time when he would have been burned at the stake. This is hard to accept. The caption implies that the young man is a messenger and that the object in his hand is a letter, but it's fun to use your imagination. We've often imagined going back in time to live a simpler life. Next, we have the time traveler who lost his shoes. During Abraham Lincoln's renowned 1863 Gettysburg Address, this picture was captured. A guy named Basiago is the child standing center left and gazing to his right. He claimed to have been back in time from 1970s, New Jersey. Additionally, he says that while exploring the quantum plenum, he misplaced his shoes. The next time you go through time, don't forget to carry a spare pair of shoes. Then comes Greta Thunberg. In 2019, a picture from 1898 that shows 3 kids working in a gold mine in Canada's Yukon area was found online. The picture seemed to reveal a young woman who remarkably resembled Greta Thunberg, a young climate activist. What does this mean for Thunberg? Does it mean that she has traveled through time to rescue the planet? It's a strange choice for her to make, but it's a good one. Now let's talk about a woman clutching a smartphone. A lady is shown in the 1860 artwork, The Expected One, by Ferdinand George Waldemüller, seems to be ready to be approached by a loving young guy holding a pink flower. But if you look closely, you'll see that she seems to be fixated on a contemporary smartphone. Is this lady a time traveler in reality? Next we have the traveler or scammer. An investor who claimed to have come from the year 2256 was the subject of an article in the newspaper. After being imprisoned for side dealing, he abruptly disappeared. The guy even seems to have a somewhat more contemporary appearance than others of his day. But who knows? Or maybe we will in 2256 when a time traveler appears to recount the story. Second, the last picture is titled Safety Not Guaranteed. You'll know this newspaper clipping if you watch the movie Safety Not Guaranteed. However, this was a true advertisement in the newspaper without any more explanation before the movie. The 1997 classified ad served as the inspiration for the film. The movie was decent, but no further news was included in the advertisement. The last picture in this video is the Philadelphia experiment. In 1943, there was an experiment called the Philadelphia experiment. The goal was to try to render the USS Eldridge undetectable to hostile radar. Instead, it's believed that the spacecraft was transported for 10 whole seconds to another time. Even the crew of the ship is supposed to have journeyed across time. So there you have it, folks. 10 photos that seem to suggest time travel might be real after all. Of course, there could be perfectly rational explanations for all of these images, but then again, maybe there's something more to them. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what the future holds. Thanks for watching.